The fifth installment of Konami's Suikoden series returns to its classic form and takes strides to overshadow the last disappointment in the franchise. By going back to the traditional roots of the RPG genre, Suikoden V raises the bar in terms of story, but swings and misses when it comes to design.
Not bad, I guess.
Suikoden V maintains the series' unique combat by offering 3 modes in battle. Normal party encounters with up to 6 playable characters, head-to-head duels, and full-fledged military skirmishes. These additions keep the story progressing, putting control of major plot points in your hands. Unfortunately, the military encounters feel rather incomplete and could do with some varied play. Normal encounters, on the other hand, have tons of variation. Like past Suikodens, this optimization is done through skill points, which you receive after every battle that allow you to upgrade your combat and magic strengths. In addition to these skills, runes can be found or formed at a local rune shop, which grants characters magical abilities. Cooperative attacks are another element that keep gameplay from getting tiresome or repetitive, and formations have been added to the battle menu, which allow the entire party to use a joint enhancement or ability. And if you want to skip past selecting each character's attacks, the auto option is a lifesaver. The game's biggest problem is how long you have to wait before you can start exerting any real control over the characters. It can take anywhere from 5 to 8 hours to complete menial tasks and explorations before the game really shows its potential and the story starts taking shape.
We are terribly sorry, Your Highness.
Such lawlessness, such treachery, such savage behavior. How can I possibly forgive them?
The basic premise starts with you, the prince, returning home. Your mother has taken the Sun Rune and used it to inflict vengeance on the small town of Lord Lake. A lot of story points get set up early on and make for some intriguing events once you get through the first 5 hours of uneventful gameplay. However, once the story picks up its pace, it doesn't quit, with plenty of twists and turns to make you forget all about the sluggishly long introduction. Konami was able to pull off a very unique mixture of personalities, and even the smallest characters stand out in a big way.
Huh?
Just when you think Suikoden is going to become a cliched RPG, it ends up creating many unique experiences. For any fan of the genre, this should be a breath of fresh air in a typically stale environment.
I know it sounds presumptuous of me, but I'm here to rescue all of you.
Hey! Gunny! Are you here?
Don't call me Gunny.
The most impressive design element is the sheer volume of characters you can control. 108 personalities are playable, and they all seem to serve a purpose as opposed to just filling a hole in the story. Graphics are impressive as far as a PS2 title goes, and the levels and cities have a lot of detail and locations to explore. The manga-esque cutscenes include voiceover and are seamlessly integrated into the game.
He's far from perfect, though. He seems a little thick-headed, and he can't hold his liquor.
The only thing that hinders this experience is the time it takes to load almost every point you reach. The beautiful levels and environments can often impede travel because of this, especially when exiting battles and re-entering a zone. This can be increasingly frustrating since you'll randomly encounter enemies a lot. There's also no movable camera to take in the beauty and size of some of the cities and levels. With so many RPGs allowing you to use a free roaming camera, it's disappointing to only be able to zoom in and out. Suikoden V has an impressive arsenal of varied play, story structure, and characters often unseen in the modern-day role-playing game. However, some pretty severe downfalls in design may force more action-oriented RPG fans to pass. The time alone that it takes to really get things moving may be too much for some gamers. On the other hand, fans of the series and old-school role-players should find enough to stay entertained.
I'll leave you alone now.